Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be shopping through my own art supplies. Over the years, I have collected a lot of different types of art supplies, and I found myself only using the same ones. I can't seem to get rid of anything because eventually, one day, I might need that thing. I keep my favorite art supplies right here in these bags. These are from Baggu, by the way. And then I think what we're gonna do is take a look through all my sketchbooks, see which ones are almost done, and then use the art supplies we shopped for to do some sketchbook spreads. If you like the sound of that, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more art things, and let's get to it. I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, ArtPlacer. ArtPlacer provides artists easy-to-use art marketing tools to help you run a successful art business. If you're seeking to sell your art online, you could create room mock-ups, online virtual exhibits, online portfolios, lead generation forms, and visualization tools for potential buyers. Elevate your art business through a comprehensive suite of top-notch visual materials that allow you to showcase your artwork professionally to potential clients. I wanted to showcase my favorite works of 2024 as the year comes to the close, so I created a virtual gallery. I usually just work on an 8x10-inch piece of paper, so it's really cool to see my artwork at this scale. I would love to have my artwork shown like this in real life one day. If you want to check it out yourself and start building your own gallery, use promo code KDMI to get 15% off the monthly plans for 3 months or 30% off the yearly subscriptions for 1 year. The link is in my description. Okay, let's start with all of my paints. I have all my Holbein gouache colors right here. I'm missing a lot of them because I take them from the studio to home, or I've been traveling, so I have some in my traveling pack. These are acrylic gouaches, so they act more like an acrylic paint. They do thin out with water, but when they dry, they cannot be reactivated with water. And these are my favorite types of paints to use right now. I used to love my Winsor & Newton watercolor gouaches. These act more like a watercolor, so they can be reactivated with water once it's dry. I used to use these religiously in the beginning of when I started painting, so like in 2020 to probably 2022. And then when I was in Japan, I picked up this set of watercolor gouache. It was basically like 50% off. The price of these in the US is crazy expensive. And these I have barely touched because I am so scared to use them. I might put this whole set in my cart right now. Up here I have watercolors that I bought in Vietnam. I fell in love with this packaging. I forget what artist these are in collaboration with, but they are literally stunning. Again, this is an example of a paint that I don't want to use because I feel like these are like collectibles. Like, they're so beautiful. Watercolor is a medium that I don't usually gravitate towards. I find it very difficult to use, and I feel like it requires a lot of pre-planning. These have been left relatively untouched. All these greens are gorgeous. I really love this permanent yellow light. The ones I am missing up here are, I think, Davies Gray, because I use that actually in some of my work. And then a red seems to be missing, or 2 reds. Maybe I'll grab a few. We'll see what we can mix with these 3 colors. Cute. Let's put them in my shopping cart. Another type of paint that I rarely gravitate to are acrylics. I bought these probably almost like 4 to 5 years ago. Like, I have literally barely touched them. I think I got them while I was in college. These are Golden Opens slow drying acrylics. I've used them once. Let me show you the piece I used them on. These look very nice on canvas. This was definitely in 2020. They give a very painterly vibe. What's cool about this type of paint is that it's a slow drying acrylic, so it takes a few hours to dry, kind of like an oil paint. I'm not going to use these right now, but I like that I have the option. I also have Liquitex heavy body acrylic. I got these originally because I thought I would paint these skateboards with them, but I ended up just using gouache on them, and I still need to seal them with something. I kind of want to try these out. I have this canvas. This is my only canvas right now, so maybe we could add these to to my cart. Let's see, in here, it looks like some charcoals and a really old kneaded eraser that I should definitely get rid of. I'm not gonna use charcoal right now, so we are not gonna add that to the cart. I think these were sent to me a very long time ago. These are actually getting kind of old. The paint's still wet in them. But I should use this. Maybe I'll get like, I think the gray would look nice. I have a big old box of Crayola crayons. There's some really pretty colors in here. I'm gonna pick out a couple that go with my color palette. It came with a sharpener. I'm picking these colors out. So we have almond, goldenrod, olive green. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just killed it. Forest green, red orange, melon, bluebell, and silver. I would love to be the person who names all the Crayola colors. Wait, let's see if this sharpener works. I have no idea if that worked. I have this beautiful watercolor set from Keystone Watercolors. They're a local business here in Philadelphia, and these are the juiciest watercolors I've ever used. They're so pretty. Also in this travel case, I have like some of these sparkly metallic watercolors that my cousin gifted to me for Christmas last year. I also have this. I've had this forever, probably since high school. I remember being so excited going to Michael's and getting my like 40% off Michael's coupon to be able to buy this. I feel like everybody starts off with watercolors. It's just the hardest medium ever. But this is a really gorgeous palette as well. This is from Winsor & Newton. I imagined when I bought this, I was like, I'm gonna go and paint outdoors and travel everywhere, and I never did. What else do we have here? Ooh, if you guys remember when I went to Japan, I did my Japan haul. This was one of the things I brought back with me. They're so creamy. I'm adding this to my cart. I want to use these more. Oh, these are cool. I was sent these watercolor woodless colored pencils from Karst. These are watercolor pencils, so they can be reactivated with water. I'll put these to the side too. Those are all my art supplies on my wall over here. We could go head over to the pens and pencils section. Rapid fire. We have watercolor crayons right there, Posca markers, oil pastels from Holbein. Back here we have some of my dirty paint palettes. I actually made these when I was doing my ceramics classes. Here's some compressed chalk. I had to buy this for a class in school and we never used them, so that was a waste, and I really don't like how these feel. But actually, let's just add one to the cart to test them out, because maybe I'll feel differently about them after like 5 years. I also have a few soft pastels, and then these really thick acrylic markers from Edding. Over here on my windowsill, I have pencils, various ones. These are Neocolor pastels. These are a mix of oil pastels and water-soluble pastels. These are from Caran d'Ache. I love these. They are so creamy and nice and give nice texture. This is an assortment of pens and stuff. These are markers that I took when I was at Adobe Max. Let's see, I think out of these I'm gonna add these to my cart because I like them. I thrifted this caddy and it holds all my brushes. I pretty much just use a Princeton number 8 brush for most of my things. This one's getting a little old. You can see the tip is not as sharp anymore, so I rebuy these like pretty often. And over here, all my colored pencils. I have a mix of Prismacolor colored pencils and Derwent colored pencils. The Prismacolor ones I prefer slightly. They're just a bit more creamier, and the Derwent ones are a little harder. It's really up to your preference which ones you like. Over here are my sketchbooks. Oof. What is in here? I have a lot of paper in here that I could use. I'm taking this. This is just a sketchbook for just random drawings and ideas. I actually am going to add this to my cart because I totally forgot I had this. I've been using this one, but as you can see, I need this type of cover when it comes to my sketchbooks that I take around and draw with, because this one is, I think I spilled wine and a lot of food on it, but yeah, I use this for just random ideas and sketching and stuff. So I think I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna add this one to my cart because this one it's falling apart. This is also another Holbein sketchbook. These pages are very thin. I'm gonna just put this back, but I always forget that I have these. I have another one of this same brand in a smaller version, and I think I also bought this one in Japan because I didn't have a sketchbook with me. I think this would be a good one to carry around with me. These are the Strathmore mixed media sketchbooks. I love them. I love the paper in them. They hold gouache really well. These are probably my sketchbooks from like 2022, 2023. I have this moleskin. This is my art reading journal that I never finished. Again, there's like a couple more pages left in this as well too. Maybe I'll keep that one out. I need to consolidate these, and I think these are just notebooks. Yeah, those are all just notebooks. I think we have our haul now. Okay, here's my haul of stuff. Crayons. 3 Holbein watercolors in lavender, cadmium red purple, and permanent yellow light. Sakura Crayons. Cute. We have General's compressed chalk, woodless watercolor pencils from Karst in various colors, a set of Holbein artist gouache in 24 different colors. For sketchbooks, we have this big Canson drawing sketchbook that I started in December 2022, and it's pretty much, yeah, I've used this much of it so far. So I'm gonna use this guy up. Crocus from Holbein paper. This is also drawing paper. And it's very thin drawing paper. To paint with, we have my favorite Strathmore mixed media. I have a good number of pages left, so I would like to finish these sketchbooks. And that is the haul. Let's get drawing. I went into this with absolutely no plan. The first thing I did was test all the art materials out on that left side, and then I went straight into it. I wanted to find a good wintry color palette. I haven't done a winter piece yet, and I found a nice range of like these deep warm tones against these like bluish grays that I thought were really cute. And then when I saw those, it reminded me of a mouse. So I just started drawing a mouse, and I didn't care what the composition was or anything. I just kind of started. I just wanted to experiment with all these new things. So I went in with crayons first, and then I used those woodless watercolor pencils, and I wanted to see how those blended in with water. I ended up really liking how the Crayola crayons blended with the Sakura Crayons, and it gave the piece a really nice texture. So I left the sweater blank, and then I wasn't sure what to do with the background. I ended up putting in like a snowy little ground with some watercolors. I mixed some of the watercolor gouache from Holbein and then just the plain watercolors together. I feel like the acrylic gouache, a little bit of it goes a long way, and I think I was thinking that the watercolor gouache was acting the same as acrylic gouache, and I was just confused on why like it wasn't as opaque, but obviously it's a whole nother medium, and I feel like I used a lot of the watercolor gouache to get this opaqueness. I ended up just outlining the mouse and putting in this dark background. I tried to do like some abstract snowy trees. I don't know how well it translated, but it was just very freeing. Like this whole thing probably took me around 30-ish minutes. Sometimes forget how easy this is to do. Like I could just open my sketchbook and do something in 30 minutes, and it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to have a lot of pressure on it, and I could just experiment with new things. So probably my favorite new, quote-unquote new item that I shopped for today in my art supplies were the Crayola crayons. They add kind of a playfulness to a piece, and I like the texture. It just reminds me of when I was young and I would always use crayons like in preschool or elementary school. With all these water-based things, I have to be so careful not to accidentally add anything on top that might move the paint underneath. And I think that's why I stay away from it most of the time. I tried out the pastels, added a really nice snowy texture, and I used the black chalk to do an outline of the mouse. And I really, again, the texture of this, so nice. I think it adds kind of like a little roughness, and it was fun to play with it. It is a little messy, I will say, like I have to be careful not to smudge it, but overall this was a really fun exercise. With the holidays coming up, I feel like we all want new things or want to be gifted new things, but it's nice to go and take a look back at the things that you have and see what you could do to them. I want to do this with maybe my closet at home. I feel like I have so many clothes that I have forgotten about. I want to go back through them and take something that is old and make it brand new again, or take something that I haven't worn in years and try to style it. This could be a good resolution for the new year as well, just taking old stuff and making them new again. And as the year comes to a close, I hope you all have a good holiday if you celebrate, or just have a cozy winter full of good food, laughter, good health, and I will see you all in the new year. Bye.
내 미소에 난 취한 것 같아